Good morning. What a beautiful morning. I want to welcome you this morning. I so much to share this morning. First, I want to welcome you in today. I want to invite you to pause, just pause and breathe. Take a moment. You made it. You're here. I want to honor your presence today. This is Power of Pure Presence, episode number 18, Vision and Presence. Vision and Presence. Settle into the sounds, the sights, the feeling that you might have in this moment. This is probably for many of you, this is the opposite energy of what you've been doing all week. You've been dealing with some stuff. Maybe you got a little anxious. Maybe you already have a vision, but you're looking for more clarity. But you also want to learn to live more in this moment. It's an ongoing process. And I just want to honor you for showing up here every week. I want to welcome you in. If you're streaming live through Facebook, I see. Thank you, Mandy, for being here. Sandy, Duchess, DJ Love helping out. If you're coming in from the live stream, would love to give you a shout out where you're from, where you're listening to the show from. We're expanding. And if you're getting it on the playback through Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or wherever you're listening from, you were meant to find this. And I want to welcome you into this moment with me. I want to invite you to pause and breathe, if you will. Pause and breathe. Just pause. Just feel that breath coming in and out. It's always there. It's life itself. And 99% of the time, we're not even paying attention to it. But when we pay attention, just a little bit of attention, focus, awareness, we start to feel that maybe a little bit of the depth of our being, this present moment. We're going to trust what arises for this show. I'm going to trust what arises. I want you to trust what arises as you join me today, and things may rise up in you throughout the show. You might be dealing with a lot of stuff right now, and I want to encourage you to stay with it. I want to encourage you to embrace. I want to encourage you and invite you into this moment. I have a couple readings I want to share, and then I have a pre-recorded piece of content. I'm on the banks of the Delaware River, just south of Lambertville, New Jersey, right across from Washington Crossing State Park. There seems to be a theme here, right? I was at Valley Forge last week. Seems like I'm following George Washington around. But we did do episode number 3 at a location called Goat Hill. So I'm on the banks of the Delaware right now. Goat Hill is a little further north. It's a big overlook, and I'm happy to say that I have a pre-recorded piece for you that I can share with you there. And I just want to invite you that this nature, the reason why we're doing this in nature, if you're here for the first time, is that nature is a powerful catalyst for presence. This show is changing my life. This show is become so profound and simple. And it's there for you when you're ready for it, because some people will listen to this and they'll gloss over it. They'll go like nature that. And let me share with you, this is a perfect setup. So as I was preparing this morning, I want to share this with you. This is what I wrote down, and then we're going to take a moment just to settle in some more, and then we're going to move over to the pre-recorded piece. Your brain is constantly seeking more content, while your essence is pure presence. Your brain is constantly seeking more content, while your essence is pure presence. Okay, so as I'm reading this, it's starting to rain, so I'm going to be in the moment here. Let me read the second part of what I wrote down. Divorce the shoulds and the shouldn'ts. Suspend the coulds and the couldn'ts. Step away from the wouldas. Be in pure presence, which is your essence. When you are in a state of pure presence, you are in touch with your pure essence, and that's why it feels so good, so liberating. And it's not a place you have to get to. It's a place you allow to, you expand into. The brain wants content. The brain does what the brain's supposed to do. But if we become too identified with the brain only, we lose the essence of pure presence, which is who we really are, because we are not the brain, and we are not even our thoughts. We are more than our thoughts. Our thoughts are a powerful pointer, direction, but we are even greater than our thoughts. We are mind, body, spirit. Thoughts are a formation of the mind that can direct the body. But when the body gets moving, the mind typically follows. And so when we do the breath, you're allowing the moment. I have a butterfly. Oh, Mandy saying I have a butterfly to your left and suspended animation. Let me just read some of the. We are greater than our thoughts. We are not defined by our thoughts. We are greater than our thoughts. We are not defined by our thoughts, but we can utilize our thoughts. I want you to write out your quote. Okay. Let's move over to the. I want to move over to the pre-recorded piece. But before I do, I want to give we have a new sponsor for the show. And the new sponsor is Julie Gandy of Peace and Love Amplifiers. I'm very excited and honored to have Julie a part of this program, and we're going to have her on as a guest in the future. I had the good fortune to go through Julie's process, and she's a certified heart math coach, where presence naturally evokes a synchronicity between the heart and the mind and the brain, and it's called a coherence. And many of us, and this is why we do the breath here, because many of us are racing. And if you could just have the awareness to know that when your thoughts are racing, you're out of a state of coherence. You're disconnected. You might even feel disjointed, out of rhythm, out of sync. Empower pure presence through breath, through observation, through awareness. We literally recalibrate through using nature. I'm going to step away for a moment, and I just want you to pause and breathe. And we're going to move. Then we're going to move over to the pre-recorded piece of content. And if you're on the live, you see the banner at the bottom, Julie Gandy, Peace and Love Amplifiers, with her link tree. If you're on the playback, just look up Julie Gandy, Peace and Love Amplifiers. And if you're on the podcast, you can do the same thing. So let me step out of the way for a moment. I just want you, I want to invite you into this. I want to invite you into this, and just allow yourself to just see what organically arises for you in the moment. What is arising for you? According to studies, even just observing nature can improve your mood by 31%. So, what I have the pleasure to do right now is to take you on top of Goat Hill with me. Goat Hill, the scenic overlook where George Washington and troops would look down over the Delaware to spot for the British. And it's a unique spot, and it's not highly traveled. It's kind of tucked away, but it's there. I did the third episode of Power of Pure Presence there, and I'm going to take you back there with me right now in the autumn months. I just recorded this earlier this week, so I'm going to be here with you in the chat. I'm excited to share this little piece with you, and I also have some bonus content for you. But just remember, as the show unfolds, just trust what shows up. Pause and breathe. I got some rain here, so I might have to grab the umbrella, but we're going to press on. And just know that I'm honored. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your essence. And the purpose of this show is for you to live life more fully now. In that there's no, let me say it this way, I want you to achieve from a state of fulfillment, not achieve for fulfillment. So this show is about drawing fulfillment now and then moving forward to that vision. We can create that vision. So that's what we're going to move over to that right now. And I'm going to get my umbrella. All right. Be there truly. Be there with 100% of yourself. In every moment of your daily life, that is the essence of the true you. I just had to come back on here because the sun is coming out behind me. And I thought, wow, it's raining. Let's see it. And just as I transitioned over, the sun came out. So maybe we'll get a rainbow, right? You never know what you're going to get. All right, back to the pre-recording. Each of us knows that we can do that. So let us train to live each moment of our daily life deeply. That is why I like to define mindfulness as the energy that helps us to be there 100%. It is the energy of true presence. I want to welcome you again to Power of Pure Presence, episode number 18. I am thrilled and blissful to be revisiting Goat Hill here in New Jersey. This was the place that also included episode number 3, which I highly encourage you to go back to. And I just felt in my heart, my gut, to come back here and do this show on vision and presence from this place as the seasons are in full swing. We are just kicking off November, and it is unseasonably warm here for the next few days. So I'm excited to be out here in a t-shirt. And as the sun is making its descent here behind me, as you know, as I said, this is recorded, so I welcome you in. And I want you to capture this moment to be here with me 100%. And it's the first thing I said was 100% be there truly. That was from Peace Cards by Thich Nhat Hanh. Incredible works that he created on living in peace. He was exiled from his country during the Vietnam War for 30 years. I forget the total number of years, but he was exiled because of his beliefs on peace. He wouldn't stay. He didn't believe in the war, and they exiled him as a result. But he dedicated his life to that peace and mindfulness, and as a result, he created some beautiful, beautiful reflections on living in the moment. And I'm going to share one other one here as we kick off, and we'll get into the content today. And if you haven't done so, or we could just do it again. Just invite you to find that breath today, and in through your nose, pause, exhale. Let's get one more breath, and then we'll get into the reading. Just allow yourself to settle into the show, and this will make sense when I read it. In daily life, we are often lost in thought. We get lost in regrets about the past and fears about the future. We get lost in our plans, our anger, and our anxiety. At such moments, we cannot really be here for ourselves. We are not really here for life. Practice makes it possible for us to be free. Practice is what makes it possible for us to be free, to rid ourselves of all these obstacles and establish ourselves firmly in the present moment. Practice gives us methods we can use to help us live fully in the present moment. And it's a great way to set this up, because as I was coming here today, this is at the time of this recording, it is, it's Friday, November the 4th. It's currently 5:33 Eastern time, and as I said, the sun's going to be setting, but I've had many thoughts racing today. many thoughts racing through my mind. And as I descended here, I need to practice exactly what we're talking about. And I want to invite you to practice. And the practice, is it complex or simple? Is it easy or is it difficult? And that's all relative. And we still have some bugs flying around because the weather's so warm. But it's relative to you. It could be as simple as a breath and you let go. It may not be, but this show is about that practice. It's a catalyst for that practice. It's a supplement to maybe a practice you're already doing. Wherever you are, it's okay. If you're not currently doing it, welcome. This is the first time you're hearing it. Welcome. This show will be distributed through many different platforms. It may be live right now. It may be playback for some of you, but wherever you're finding it, it's in your present moment. And I want to just take a moment to practice this right now as I span around and just show you a little bit of a 360 view. I want to use nature as a catalyst to bring you into this present moment with me. And we are going to discuss vision today, vision and presence. And how do they play together? Can I live fully in the moment? But if I have a vision, that's in the future. So how does this work out? How does this work? So I want to invite you to notice the sights and sounds. If you want to do some more breath, this is about allowing the moment. This is about getting out of the judgmental mind about where the show's going to go. Am I doing it right? How hard is it? Should I let go? It's just allow. If you can allow these thoughts to pass through, each one you allow to pass through is going to get you to a deeper part of you. Each thought you allow to pass through is going to bring you to a deeper part of you. The essence of you is found in the present moment. It's just covered by different thoughts and ideas and expectations. And as I was coming here today, I shared I had expectations and things, and I just remind myself, stay true to you, allow. And it's not, the ego could think that's weak to just submit. That's weakness. I need to enforce my will in order to get what I want. I'll share a little bit about that today. I don't know where this show is going to go. I just know it's going to go somewhere great. So let's take a moment, and I'm going to pan around. And let's take a look at this beautiful place and let nature speak to you. Listen, see, feel, breathe, close your eyes, keep them open. Whatever feels natural, just allow the moment. Type in yes. Type in yes to this moment. Just say yes. Say yes to the present moment. Just type it in, yes. All right, here we go. back to this moment. Did you notice? What did you notice? Type in the chat. Did you see a bird? Did you hear it? Just type in, did you hear the rustling of the leaves? Did you hear people maybe in the background? What did you hear? There's like an ambient noise coming from somewhere. So did you feel presence? Did you feel a sense of calm? Did you allow the thoughts to just pass so you could dial into this moment where you're free? Where you're free. The past is in the past. The future is an illusion, if you will, in some respects. And we are in this present moment together. Welcome to the power of pure presence. And if you feel it, just type it in. Type it in if you feel presence. Even if it was just a glimmer, did you feel it? Did you experience it? And that's the practice. The practice is the practice, but the practice comes from the awareness of it. And then through the awareness of it, we can begin to expand. So you could say, oh, I'm not good at this, I don't know what I'm doing. But if you had a moment, it's not a question of if you're good at it. It's a question of if you had a moment, that micro moment is it. And then you focus on that moment, and then you can expand that moment. And then you can expand the present moment. And then you dial into the rhythm of nature and outside of the frantic, chaotic rhythm of the world. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place to live your life. It's right here now. You're free. And let's talk about vision. How does vision play into all this? I like all this stuff, Austin. I like this living in the moment, but I have big goals. I have big dreams I want to aspire, or I want to have big goals and big dreams. How does this all work together? I can't seem to figure this out. Great question if that's you. How do you live fully in the moment, but also have aspirations? Well, of course, one of the greatest books ever written. Without vision, the people will what? Perish. Let's talk about vision. Vision, is it in the future? Is vision in the future? Think about it. Is your vision in the future? Yes or no? Is your vision in the future? I would say your vision is not in the future. Your vision could be of the future. But the moment you have the vision, it is in the present moment. And as you have this vision, you can begin to create enthusiasm, and theos, God within. I know you've heard this, and the word enthusiasm means God within. And when we have a vision, we can activate enthusiasm or excitement, if you will, and we bring that energy into this present moment. We literally can change our physiology with a powerful vision. The vision of what we aspire to. Eckhart Tolle breaks it down into 3 things. I'm going off the top here. Eckhart Tolle, famous author, Power of Now. And he says, live in the present moment. Like, that's the whole thing. Harness the power of now. Okay? And then the second thing is, he says to fall in love with the process. So you hear like great athletes or great artists, they fall in love with the process of the creation. And then the number 3, he says, create a vision, or and he calls it like some point in the future, but he doesn't reference it that way. And what he says is it creates what's called structural tension. And what I would say is it's an energetic enthusiasm that you're bringing into the present moment. And if you think about it, if you've ever had a dream that you remember, it's probably unanimous, maybe not, but I know I've had dreams that were so real that they seem real, but they're not real, right? Did they really happen? Well, they felt real, they seemed real, but they weren't real. And sometimes you may have a memory that you're not sure. I've had this happen where I wasn't sure if it was a dream or reality. Tell me if you know what I'm talking about. Type it in if you know what I mean. Have you ever had a dream like that? Have you ever had a dream that was so real that you thought it was real when you brought it to memory? Wow. And here's what I want to share. This came through in the present moment. I'm thinking, I'm sitting here and there's bugs flying around and it's November. And I thought, there's a temperature where the bugs, there's like some kind of a alarm, if you will, with the temperature. They wake up. Nobody wakes them up. The temperature wakes them up. Doesn't matter. The temperature gets warm enough and they think it's time to wake up. And I liken that to your vision. You can cultivate your vision in this present moment. And then there's a moment where it's going to spark enthusiasm or excitement or the boiling point, if you will, or the flash point, if you will, to reference my upcoming book, Flashpoint, Manifesting the Moment of Your Big Breakthrough. And this would be likened to that structural tension where you are falling in love with the moment. You've created the vision, and maybe you cultivate the vision on a daily basis, but you're connected to the moment. You're not like I was previously, devaluing the current moment, thinking that the future moment was going to be better. I was at peace, present in the moment, and then aspiring to the change, the adjustment is now to be in this present moment, fully at peace, fully present, fully enjoying it, and creating the structural tension of that excitement in the future. Now, this is why this is a practice. This is why this show is here. It's to continually remind ourselves to do it, because we can slip, or at least I know for me, I can slip into the ego's agenda and start to go, oh, I gotta get there. And sometimes I can disconnect right now. Like, I want to fall in love with this process right now, the teaching right now, and then have the vision of where this could go, but also be kind of detached from it. Like, almost, like I'm fulfilled either way, and if that future quote unquote moment happens, it's just an amplification of what's happening now. And some of this is redundant. As the show continues, there's some redundancy. And I do that intentionally because the redundant nature of a message will pervade your consciousness. Or perhaps something will happen in the void of your thinking when I'm showing nature, and the thoughts stop, like then something deeper bubbles up. I'm going to pause for a moment here. And I did write some notes in my journal. I'll share that with you here about vision. Let's just take a pause here and just allow. Let's give ourselves the gift of space between content. pause and breathe. Glad you're here today. I honor you for joining the show and really want this to serve you. I want you to live life more fully as it's happening. While we create a vision for ourselves, can we be intentional with our vision? This is some notes I wrote down that I want to share to help augment this for episode 18. Presence and vision. Vision is imagination, and creation now. Create your vision and bring it into the now, and the now begins to expand into your vision. This is my quote. This was on October 31st. This is what came through as this idea for vision percolated, came up from that deep part in the void when I was out of my thinking mind. Create your vision and bring it into the now. And the now begins to expand into your vision. How cool is that? I love that because you're now connected to that. You're now connected to that vision. And then all you're doing is expanding. You're not having to run out of this present moment like it's a burning building to try to get to the present moment. So I just want to read this one more time because it just really hit me today, even though I'm reading it again. Create your vision and bring it into the now. And the now begins to expand into your vision. Now, I want to add something to this that I think is really valuable. May seem a little different in terms of where it's coming from, but I think it'll make sense as we go through it. And it's a reference from the Tao Te Ching, the ancient book. And it's something that we can be aware of as we move forward in our journey, because the whole idea about this vision is to have it, create it, nurture it, bring it into the now. But at the same time, avoid being too attached to it. Because if we become too attached to it, we can reduce it. And in the essence of its true nature, it's not meant to be reduced. It's meant to be expanded. And so your vision that you have could be a point where there's a further expansion that's going to take place, where it magnifies even greater than you thought it would be. And that's why we need to be open to and have the flexibility of, and can you allow yourself that flexibility while keeping that enthusiasm. In other words, hey, it doesn't seem like it's manifesting the way I want it to. Can I still keep that enthusiasm? I want to share with you from the Tao Te Ching. I have two versions. This was translated by John C.H. Wu. This is a smaller version. This is verse 76. When a man is living, he is soft and supple. When he is dead, he becomes hard and rigid. When a plant is living, it is soft and tender. When it is dead, it becomes withered and dry. Hence, the hard and rigid belongs to the company of the dead. The soft and supple belongs to the company of the living. Therefore, the mighty army tends to fall by its own weight. Just as dry wood is ready for the axe, the mighty and great will be laid low. The humble and weak will be exalted. So it's a very powerful image of being flexible. And I'm just going to read another one here. This is translated by Ralph Allendale, and this is what the cover looks like. Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, translated by Ralph Allendale, photographs by John Clear. Verse 76, they call it, let yin predominate over yang. When we are born, we are soft and subtle, but when we've perished, there's no more tenderness to be cherished. When plants are young, they are pliant and fragile. When they die, as they lose their green, they wither and dry. The sharp sword and knife, triced always with death, while love without strife is an ever-devoted discipline of life. An inflexible army seals its own fate. When a tree branch grows brittle, it easily snaps, whether long or little. Wherever you go, the rigid lie low, while the weightless in the sky and all that is gentle fly boundlessly high. So you can see this is translated in a beautiful poetic way. And why am I sharing this with you? How does this connect with vision? It connects because paint your vision in the sky. Create your vision. Bring it into the present moment. Fall in love with the process. Expand out. Let the creation and imagination you pour into this moment that paints that vision, let it expand out. Let the now expand out into that vision. And remain flexible. As it is with life and your vision, remain flexible. Be flexible. And I believe that that's why these readings are so graphic in nature, that it talks about we are soft and supple, right, when we are born. And then, but when we've perished, there's no more tenderness, right? But even as we age, we can be flexible in our spirit. We can be flexible in our approach, in our mentality, in our psychology, in our philosophy. Not relinquishing in the terms of just throwing yourself, aimlessly, but a relinquishing and an allowance of the greater power of God, if you will, or the great integrity, if you will, the universe, if you will. There's a greater force at work. And when we can let go and we can be intentional with the vision and create it and create that enthusiasm that just bubbles up inside and we feel it. We don't need to convince ourselves. We don't need to manipulate, cajole, force. We feel that true integrity and alignment rise up within us. And we know we found it and we expand out from there. And then we're flexible. We trust the deeper part to continually reveal what's pure, true, and in alignment. And that's why we do the show in nature, to just really personify that. So I'm going to end right here, and I'm going to go grab the residual sunset, which is my favorite time of the day, and I want to share that with you. So I'll see you just on the other side with that sunset. Welcome back, everyone. I'm so honored that you're here. It started to rain and the wind's kicking up. I'm on the banks of the Delaware River. I'm on the New Jersey side. Lambertville is a little bit north. New Hope right across the river. Let's see, that way. And I just want to give a shout out to our sponsor in the green room, and that's Miss Duchess DJ Love. Gallivanting Like a Royal is her incredible brand that she's building, and it's a great synergy because of her travel. And she just did a cross country. DJ, do you want to pop on real quick? Just for a quick, no? Okay, she's good. She says no. She's getting her royal foot massage right now. But anyway, I just want to give her a shout out. Her book is out, Traveltude. And I know with her recent travels, she's going to have more content. Just follow her. Just look her up, Gallivanting Like a Royal. It's on Facebook, Instagram. You will get so blessed by the travel she puts out. And so you get the opportunity to learn how to travel like royalty, but on a budget. So she's been to all 50 U.S. states, 10 countries, and counting. So make sure you check that out. Now, I just want to get to the bonus content. We have about 12 minutes left. I have some great bonus content for you. And I love your shares. We could do a whole show on just the shares. It's just really beautiful. I really, just amazing. Just amazing. So I'm going to cut over to the bonus content in here in the rain, and we'll come back and we'll wrap the show up. I'll tell you about some exciting things that are coming, and let's just see what arises for you. And if you want to share, just if something has was there a shift? Did you have a shift? And if you didn't have a shift, did you have a moment where you were in the present moment? Did you have that? Did you pause and breathe? Did you allow yourself, or was your mind racing? Was your mind trying to put a label on this? What is this? Is what kind of show is this? Is this spiritual? What is right that? Or did you just say, oh, let me just be present, because that's what it's about. It's about being present. So what happened? What happened for you? All right, let's cut over to the bonus content, and then I'll be back. walking back to the car. This moon is just incredible. Wow, just watching that again, this is so amazing and just powerful. I just want to take the final 6 minutes just to maybe we can grab some of your shares here in a moment. But let me just share this with you. I believe we can do this. Yeah. Just want to invite you to connect with me. You can go to my website. It's austinhaynes.com/presence. Maybe DJ can get that up because I just want to give you the opportunity. We have all these shows, every one of them is there. So if you go to austinhaynes.com/presence, we will get that for you so you can go and check out all the shows. I mentioned the book. We have a book launch December 16th. It's going to be Flashpoint, Manifesting the Moment of Your Big Breakthrough. It speaks to that structural tension that I talked about on the show with the vision. I want you to have an exciting vision. I want you to feel goosebumps. I want you to be excited, but I want you to feel fulfilled now. That's why I'm so passionate about this show, because, you know, my chapter 1 was all about getting somewhere, devaluing the moment, feeling stress and anxiety a lot of the time, not feeling worthy, not measuring up, and just living in that state. And that's why this show has become so valuable for me, because it's about allowing us practicing tapping into our essence and then expanding out from there. It's a much better way to live. You're free, you're pure if you tap into that essence. So, DJ, why don't we do this? I'm just going to turn it. You could do some shares. There you go. We got the website, and I'm just going to ask you to go back and let's just throw some shares up here. And let's just see what some of the highlighted shares will be. And you're free to share now if you're feeling something. If something arose up in the present moment, a new shift, a new distinction, let's put some light on it. Let's put some light on it and see if we can expand it, right? Just like the present moment. Very intense. Wow. So the present moment can be intense. It can be. It sounds simple, right? It sounds basic, but it can be really intense when we really feel it for the first time. It confirmed my behavior to always trust whatever shows up. See, nature speaks, trust what shows up, right? Brought the umbrella today. Beautiful scenery. I should do a trailer for my book there. That's a beautiful idea. That song's become our little theme song. The name of that song is October. That's the name of the song, kind of signifying the fall. So thank you for that. I adore walking and crunching leaves. One of my greatest pastimes growing up. Keep walking, Austin. My soul is floating. Beautiful, Mandy. Beautiful. That's so good. Crunch some leaves. That was great. I love that little subtle things. Just really subtle. There's just, even behind me, there's subtle things happening, right? The wind and the leaves. Thank you, Michelle. I'm glad you made it here to the live show. So good. Intense is not the right word, but don't know what word I'm looking for. Yeah, sometimes it's important to note, this is a great share, because the words are limited at best. Even the words pure presence can never do it justice. They're just mere triggers. They're the tip of the iceberg. The words are probably not even the tippity tip of the iceberg. And what's below it is so deep and profound. That was amazing, yeah. And I enjoy it as much as you do. Watching it back over again speaks to me in a different way. So thank you, Mandy. We must continue to be connected to that visionary and creative part of us. It's what keeps us aligned with spirit. Yeah, how can we? Because we can fall into the channels of the mind where it's just the same old, same old. And we could lose our juice. We can become rigid. And we, just as I referenced in the show, being flexible, right? Being flexible and allowing flexibility and enthusiasm. You hear the birds chirp. I'm going to try to walk to the river. I just want to do this. And the reason why I'm up here is because of the signal. We have like 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Let's get it in. Thank you so much for being here today. Appreciate every one of you. Go live power of pure presence. Find those micro moments of magic where life is unfolding. We love you. God bless you. Thank you for being here.